Okay, for this project, I'm using Caron Simply Soft. It's a 4-ply worsted weight acrylic. Hopefully my neon color doesn't hurt your eyes. And then I'm using a size I, you probably can't see it, but 5.5mm crochet hook. Okay, and then you want to start off with a chain of 60. And you can start off with any number that you want. Just make sure it's done in a multiple of 2. So what we're going to do without twisting the chain, we're going to slip stitch into the first stitch of our chain to form a big ring. So just go right in there and slip stitch. Just like that. Then we're going to chain 1. And now I'm going to work my way across, putting 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around my ring. Just like this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, 1 single crochet in every stitch until I get back to my beginning. Okay, once you make it back around, go ahead and slip stitch into that very first chain 1. To close that round out, and you should have 60 stitches after this. Okay. Now I'm going to start by chaining 1 again and going right back into that same stitch that I just slip stitched into and doing a single crochet. And now I'm going to do a bobble in the next stitch. So I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to go into the stitch and draw up a loop. I'm going to yarn over and go through the first 2 loops. Yarn over, go into the same stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2 loops. Yarn over, go into the same stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2. Yarn over, go in the same stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2. And I'm going to do that one more time. Yarn over, go in the same stitch, draw up a loop, go through the first 2, and then I'll have 6 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and go through all the loops like that, and then I'm going to go into the next stitch and single crochet, and you can push it out. And that's a bobble. It's kind of like it's the same as doing a double crochet 5 together actually. But now I'm going to do it. I single crocheted in that next stitch, so now I'm going to do it again. A bobble in the next stitch. Going to yarn over, draw up a loop, go through the first 2. I'm doing this 5 times. All in the same stitch. There's 3 times. Go through the first 2 loops. It's 4 times. First 2 loops. And 5 times. Yarn over and go through the first 2 loops. And after 5 times you should have 6 loops on your hook. Yarn over and go through all 6. Pull it tight. And then go ahead and single crochet in the next stitch. And you can see them popping out. You can actually push them either way. but naturally they pop out from the behind. But next you go to the next stitch and we'll do it again. Yarn over, go in, drop a loop, and yarn over and go through the first 2 loops. Do this 5 times. That's 5, and after that I'll have 6 loops, 2, 4, 6. Yarn over and go through all 6 loops, and then I pull it tight and single crochet in the next stitch, like that. And I'm going to do the bobble again, and this is just the repeat. And then single crochet in the next stitch. So I'm just going to be repeating this bobble stitch all the way around my ring until I get back to the beginning. Okay, I made it back around and I'm doing my last bobble stitch here and my last stitch that I have. But I'm not going to go into this single crochet here at the beginning. I'm just going to go directly into the top of this bobble stitch and single crochet. Like that. And then I'm going to come over here to the chain 1 space from the previous row in between the bobbles, and I'll do a bobble stitch in that stitch. Pull it tight, and then I'm going to single crochet on the top of this bobble, and you can see it right here. So just go right in the top of it, single crochet, and then the chain 1 space right here from the previous row, see it right here, that's where I'll do my bobble. No, not the chain 1, the single crochet from the previous row. Pull it tight, single crochet in the top of the next bobble, and then a single crochet right here from the previous row, and that's where I'll put my bobble. And I'm just going to repeat this pattern all the way around. Careful not to snag your bobbles on the other side with a needle. I just did that, and single crochet at the top, and that's what it's starting to look like. It's kind of making the bobbles a little staggered. So I'm just going to repeat this pattern back around to the beginning. I made it around again, and I'm just continuing working around. I'm just going to keep going around and around, putting a bobble stitch in the single crochet from the previous round, and then single crochet in top of the bobble. And I'm just going to keep doing rows of this, just around and around and around until I get my bag as tall as I want it to be. And I'm not quite sure how many rows I'll do yet. Probably till my hand gets tired of doing these bobble stitches. But I'm going to go ahead and keep working on mine, and I'll let you know exactly how many total rows I do here in just a second. Okay, I did 18 rows of the bobble stitches. You can definitely do as many as you want. And then the finish, after I did my last bobble stitch, I just slip stitched into the next bobble space there. And then I'm just going to tie it off. Oh, and I switched colors too a few times, but you don't have to do that. You can do any kind of design that you want. And it is a little bit, it's pretty even there, I guess, but it's hard to get them to, since they were, it works kind of diagonally when you go around, and it's hard to get them to lay even, but that's pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to sew up the bottom. So I'm going to start with a slip knot on my hook. And I'm just going to slip stitch the bottom together. Down here. So I'm just going to go through a stitch and then go through a stitch on the other side. Just kind of match up the stitches and slip stitch it together. If you wanted to use a yarn needle, you could too. Okay, just go through that slip knot on your hook, and now I'm just going to work my way across, taking a stitch from this side and then a stitch on the bottom from this side and slip stitching again. Find the next stitch right here and then the next stitch on the opposite side, slip stitch. I'm going to do this all the way down until my bag's closed up. Just like that. Okay, what I've been doing now is I got these handles off an old bag that I got at a resale shop here for $1 or so, and I cut the handles off. It also had this buckle on it, which I'm going to put on it too. But now you can definitely use any kind of handle that you want. You can make a handle, or you can buy handles or find handles off old bags. Just whatever you want. And I just really just sewed them on really quick with a piece of yarn and a darning needle. Kind of just lined them up. Got them about the same spot. Now, you can always make little straps for them too if you want, if you have rings. If you don't, you know, you just sew your handles any way you want. But I'm just going to quickly sew these on. And then I'm going to make a strap for right here. Okay, I was going to put the buckle on. I decided against that. I didn't really like it. So I'm going to make a couple little bitty pom-poms to hang from it. And I just make them. If you have a pom-pom maker, I think it's easier, but I don't have one. So I'm just going to wrap it around a whole bunch around my 2 fingers here until it gets real thick. Okay, then I just pulled off my fingers. And then I take another piece of yarn, set it like this, and I'm going to tie it so I can cut both sides of the loops. Like this. And I'm just going to cut my loops open on both sides. I got my loops all cut. Now all I'm going to do is cut it really short and shape it. That's all there is to it. You just got to work with it till it gets as small and as round as you want it to be. So I'm going to work on mine and get it shaped up. Okay, I got my little pom-poms made, and I have this sparkly button, and I just tied them to the back of it, and I'm just going to sew it on up here for decoration. And you don't have to do that, but you can tie, if you made pom-poms and you have rings, you can hook them around your rings, or you don't even have to make pom-poms, but it's up to you. Decorate it however you want. And this is the last thing I'm going to do to the bag after I get this all sewed on. So I hope that you were able to follow along my tutorial okay. If you make this bag, I'd really like to see it. You can post a picture of it on my Bagoday Crochet Facebook page. I'll put a link to that below in the description box. And please don't forget to check out all my other videos, all my other tutorials. I have a whole bunch of them. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And until next time, have a good day.